Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, let's dive into this because today we are breaking down a truly terrifying new paradigm that's basically rewriting the rules of cybersecurity. For decades, the cat and mouse game between hackers and defenders has followed a pretty predictable script, but a newly discovered malware called Gaslight, it just completely flipped the board. We're looking at a reality where malware doesn't just try to quietly evade your AI analysis tools anymore. No, it actively targets and manipulates them.
To really grasp the sheer audacity of this, I want you to imagine a professional thief breaking into a highly secure building. Normally, what does that thief do? They spend all their energy dodging the security cameras, sticking to the shadows, desperately trying not to trip the alarms. But what if the thief just walked right up to the security guard, looked them dead in the eye, and totally convinced them that everything was perfectly fine? Like, convinced them no crime had occurred at all. That is exactly what Gaslight does in the digital realm. It literally walks right up to the AI guard and just talks its way out of trouble.
And listen, this isn't some science fiction concept. On June 24, 2026, researchers at SentinelOne Labs disclosed the discovery of this unprecedented macOS malware. They noted, quite accurately, that we are looking at a true paradigm shift. Gaslight completely throws traditional sandbox evasion tactics right out the window. Instead, it goes straight for the brain of the operation, the large language model, or LLM, that human security professionals are increasingly leaning on to triage threats. It absolutely shatters our previous understanding of how malware operates.
So, the crucial point is understanding exactly how it pulls off this incredible digital heist. The answer? Prompt injection. You can basically think of prompt injection as the SQL injection for AI. It's a technique where adversaries actually hide malicious instructions deep inside the content that an AI model is processing. These hidden instructions effectively override the AI's intended behavior and steer it toward doing whatever the attacker wants. It's so effective that OWASP actually ranked it as the absolute #1 risk for LLM applications in both 2025 and 2026.
But what's truly astonishing about Gaslight is its incredibly focused scale. The payload that performs this prompt injection, it isn't some massive bloated piece of code. Not at all. It is just 3.5 kilobytes. That's it. And within that tiny little package are exactly 38 meticulously fabricated system messages. Just 38. But those 38 lines of text are engineered with such extraordinary precision that they completely deceive an AI language model into doing exactly what the malware wants.
The shift in tactics here is crystal clear. In the old era, traditional malware was designed to hide. It would detect if it was stuck in a security sandbox and then quietly shut down to avoid analysis. Gaslight doesn't hide. It steps right into the spotlight of the LLM-assisted triage pipeline that's meant to catch it, and it just directly manipulates the system. It's this audacious, active manipulation that treats the very tool designed to hunt it as just another vulnerable system to exploit.
Under the hood, Gaslight is an incredibly sophisticated piece of engineering. It's a REST-based backdoor targeting macOS, utilizing the Telegram bot API for command and control and hiding all its communications under heavy AES GCM encryption. But honestly, the real dark humor here is its self-redacting capability. It's practically polite. The malware automatically scrubs its own Telegram bot token from runtime outputs and crash logs, so the thief automatically wipes their own fingerprints off the crime scene before they leave, making sure analysts can't track the control server.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual attack sequence. When an AI tool tries to analyze Gaslight, the malware actively feeds it those 38 fabricated messages we just talked about. It completely masquerades as legitimate system output, throwing fake warnings about disk exhaustion, memory kills, and simulated injection vulnerabilities. The AI sees these blaring phrases like critical error and analysis aborted. This triggers the AI's own safety mechanisms, effectively commanding the AI to halt any deeper inspection. And astonishingly, the AI simply complies. It just stops looking.
Now, a weapon like this wasn't built overnight. The timeline reveals a highly calculated escalation. Way back in March 2025, we saw the initial deceptive spear phishing campaigns targeting global embassies. By July 2025, there were at least 19 confirmed incidents utilizing these incredibly authentic-looking diplomatic invitations just to lure victims in. Then, in December of 2025, the attackers integrated the prompt injection capability, officially creating Gaslight. It operated silently in the wild until SentinelOne finally exposed it to the public in June of 2026.
So who is actually behind this? Well, security researchers have attributed Gaslight with high confidence to North Korea-aligned threat actors. We're talking about groups like APT-37, Scarcraft, Ruby Sleet, and Velvet Chulima. These are highly sophisticated actors who have been active since at least 2012. The data shows these state-sponsored groups have a very long track record of rapidly weaponizing emerging tech to target high-value individuals, and they move incredibly fluidly between Windows, Linux, and macOS environments.
The fallout of this discovery is absolutely massive. Think about this number, 86%. That is the overwhelming majority of security operations centers, or SOCs, that are currently utilizing LLM-powered tools for critical functions. We're talking log analysis, phishing triage, automated incident response. The cybersecurity industry has rapidly, and honestly somewhat blindly, rushed to rely on the exact automated triage pipelines that Gaslight was specifically designed to exploit and shut down.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how fragile that reliance actually is. A comprehensive 2024 study looked at 36 production applications connected to LLMs. Out of those 36, a terrifying 31 were susceptible to prompt injection vulnerabilities. That means over 86% of the tested AI applications could theoretically be tricked, manipulated, or bypassed using the exact same techniques that Gaslight just weaponized.
In a threat landscape, it is accelerating at a staggering pace, 340%. That is the massive year-over-year increase in prompt injection attacks, according to the OWASP's 2026 report. Attackers have basically realized that they don't need to smash through the front door of your firewall anymore if they can just whisper a deceptive command directly into the ear of your AI security guard.
So why does this matter to you and to the industry at large? Because the real cost here isn't just a compromised machine, it's time, and it's trust. Years of implicit trust in automated systems have just evaporated overnight. I mean, if your AI security tool can be completely gaslit into ignoring malware, it means every previous AI decision must now be questioned. Exhausted human analysts are suddenly forced to manually reevaluate and second-guess thousands of files and triage decisions that the AI had previously marked as safe. It's a fundamental structural failure right at the heart of AI workflows.
And this brilliantly illustrates the serious uphill battle defenders are facing. There is no silver bullet here, folks. You need a multi-layered defense-in-depth strategy. Something simple like input sanitization, filtering out special characters. That only offers low protection. Attackers easily bypass it. Context isolation is definitely better, but it's still breakable. To get truly high protection, organizations have to invest in highly complex behavioral AI detection. You have to start looking for unusual patterns, like an LLM suddenly aborting dozens of analyses in a row.
So what do enterprise organizations need to do, immediately? First, you have to inventory every single LLM-based tool operating in the organization. You can't protect what you don't know you have. Second, and absolutely most importantly, implement mandatory, unbypassable human review cycles for any high-stakes decisions. The concept of keeping a human in the loop has literally never been more critical. And third, deploy diverse, multi-model parallel validation. Have 3 totally different AI models analyze a file. If they wildly disagree with each other, that is a massive red flag that an attacker might be trying to manipulate the prompt.
Now, for everyday macOS users watching this explainer, you might be thinking, well, I'm not a global embassy, so I'm safe. While it's true Gaslight is highly targeted right now, basic cyber hygiene is absolutely essential here. The boundaries of this threat are inevitably going to expand. The mechanics are highly portable to Windows and Linux. So please do not open unexpected email attachments, keep your operating system updated, run reputable security software, and for sure enable two-factor authentication everywhere you can.
We'll wrap up with this thought. Gaslight isn't the end of the story, it's really the opening shot of an impending AI arms race. Attackers are currently using language models to generate incredibly deceptive messages, while defenders are using those same models to try and catch them. As this endless cycle continues, it leaves us staring down a pretty profound ethical and philosophical nightmare. Who is ultimately responsible when our own automated defenders are weaponized against us? It's a question the cybersecurity industry is going to be wrestling with for a long, long time.